Welcome
to LeagueCast. Let's go.
in trivia.
Immediately. Without delay. Hello and welcome to episode 187 of LeagueCast. My name is Christopher Puner, and with me I'm joined by the Mr. Alex Henderson.
Hi!
Hey, and also a Nick the King Cooper.
Hello.
Hello. Frost is MIA. He's doing some stuff and some things, and so he won't be joining us tonight. And also, our fill-in, Mr. Matt Hillman, is also MIA. So it's going to be the three of us this week. But there's plenty of stuff for us to talk about, and so we're just gonna do it. We're just gonna sally forth and keep on going. So yeah, welcome to the show. I know who I want to start with for week, like how the week went.
I hate you so much.
But I'm going to save him for last. So
I don't want to talk about that.
Let's start with Mr. Nick Cooper. How did your week go in League of Legends, mate?
Well, I'll talk about my past 2 weeks because I wasn't here last week, Chris.
Oh, shit. That's right.
I wasn't here last week, remember?
Oh, you were sleeping. That's right. We did talk about it.
Slept through the episode. We made fun of you.
I had gotten no sleep that day.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I've been having a pretty decent time. I'm about 50-50 in my match history. Unfortunately, yeah. I've been doing really well, but my teammates have been kind of letting me down. All I will say, there's a couple games when I shit the bed, but more often than not, I'm doing all right. But I'm getting closer to Plat 1, so hopefully that happens. And then otherwise, I just been working.
Cool, man. Any new champion loves? Anything new? Whatever that you've been. Anything notable other than just playing some ranked?
Let me check out my match history. No, not really. I think I've played different champions for the past 20 games.
Oh wow, jeez.
So
that's impressive in and of itself to a degree.
Yeah. Oh, I went 19-0 on Garen.
That's awesome.
That was fun.
That's like the win rate of Henderson, but backwards.
Yeah.
But I mean, I said I want to save it for last, so I'm going to save it for last. So I'm going to go ahead. My past week in League of Legends has been pretty uneventful. This weekend, this upcoming weekend is our meetup, so all of my free time has been kind of like with that, and then just the usual fare of stuff. So doing some Warcraft stuff and things to keep up with the Hearth as well. But I did play a couple of games, and those games consisted of me basically just kind of playing around with different characters just to have fun and play a little bit of Vayne, just play whatever needed to be filled in our team builder games with friends and stuff like that. Nothing really specific that I want to like mention or anything I feel like I should talk about. It's just playing League of Legends, I suppose. We'll talk about this in the news, but I'm not a big fan of some of the visual stuff they did with this patch. But I'll have time to talk about that later. That's it for me. Let's move on to the highlight. Yeah, let's move on.
You don't want to talk
highlight.
about anything else this week?
No,
Okay.
You've got
Well, that's
plenty
good
to talk
to hear,
about.
because my week in League of Legends would have inspired a suicide in several weaker-willed individuals. So
I heard about this from like 2 or 3 other people before you text me about it.
Yeah. The only other person I told right away was Josh.
Yeah.
So that motherfucker probably told everybody. But anyway, so I currently have won 5 of my past 20 games played. I have a 25% win rate in ranked. My overall win rate in ranked right now is about 42%. I got demoted from Gold 5. The only champion I've won a game on, until last night, the only champion I'd won a game on in the past 2 weeks was Victor. And even then, that was 2 games on Victor. But last night, I won a game on Nasus. And it's because I was playing against people in Silver 5, and they let me solo farm for 45 minutes. I hit 950 stacks.
No.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Oh, the Susan god.
I bitch slapped those towers into submission.
Oh yeah, you did. I bet you did.
But the rest of my week has been fucking horrible. Like, let's look at this. Okay, so win rate for the past 7 days, 30% on Victor. I won 2 of my 7 games on him. 50% on Nasus. I've won one of my 2 games on him. I've won 100% of my games on Anivia. That happened right before this show because, nobody actually knows how to play at my level now, so I'm getting fed every single game that I play. Draven, 0%. Ryze, 0%. Pantheon, 0%. Caitlyn, 0%. I think most of this actually has to do with me not getting mid anymore.
That might be it. It might be time to dust off the Anivia.
Anywhere near as much as I used to. And my Anivia is not as good as it used to be. My Victor's still pretty good, but people are starting to figure out how to play against him really well, so it's making it difficult because, nobody likes playing against him, and he's either getting banned or people are picking up counter picks for him. You know what I mean? Zed, Fizz, they're not easy to play against on him.
Is your Anivia not as good as it used to be, or is Anivia not as good as she used to be in general?
It's a bit of both.
Okay, all right, fair. That's a good answer, I suppose.
Because Anivia does well against tanky champions, and she does well against fighters. Basically, she does well against anything but assassins. The problem is assassins are pretty common nowadays. So I mean that's really the pain point there.
It's almost a guarantee you'll have an assassin in your game.
That's true, but the thing is, I'm at low enough of a level I can outplay the assassins. Like hell, the last game I had, it was Anivia versus Yasuo mid lane. Yasuo dove past my minion wave, using his E twice, because how sometimes they'll dash through the minion wave, Q you, and run away. Well, he dashed up to me. I hit him with my stun as Anivia, which was in tower range. Hit him with an E, put Ignite on him, and got first blood 3 minutes into the game because of it. You know what I mean? This is the level of idiocy I can see in these games is unbelievable. I almost cried last night because somebody in the game that I was playing was celebrating about hitting Silver 1. He's like, "Oh, can you guys just hurry up and surrender so I can get Silver 1 already?" And I'm just like, okay, dude. These people are happy about such terrible rankings.
Look, that's not so bad. Somebody has to be silver, and that just happens to be you now too, buddy.
Yup.
Welcome to the club. Welcome to the family. See, here's the deal. I didn't play very much ranked at all this season, thinking, nah, I just won't hit it as hard as I have in the past, and maybe I'll be more motivated to do well next season. And look where trying hard got you. Right next to me, big guy.
Dude, I'm pretty sure this is this is a tilt for all tilts. This is a continuation of my lost streak from last episode. It just never stopped. It got worse and worse and worse until I lost 5 games in a row at 0 LP and goal and got demoted.
Have you tried not playing?
No.
You might want to try that.
That's unreasonable, Chris.
Take a break. Take a week off. Play something else. Go play some Minecraft.
Fucking unreasonable.
Take a walk outside.
Your logic and get it out of my game.
Okay, I'm sorry. You just keep playing League and maybe just start playing mid again. Maybe shaking up your laneage.
Oh, God.
Will help you out. I don't know what to tell you other than that, man.
I'm watching these games. LolKing is saying, I'm not LolKing. OP.GG is saying that my MMR has dropped by 200 points in the past 2 months. Oh shit! Never mind. Almost 300 points. And that's as far back as it goes.
That's terrible. Is it?
Yeah, I was in gold 3 months ago.
It's. Okay. All right, hang on. Let's move on.
This is the stuff of nightmares for 15-year-olds, Chris.
I feel like you're gonna start crying if we don't move on.
You know those angsty little shits that go to high school all upset, and they're like, the gamer guy is all upset. He's like, I just lost 5 fucking divisions in League, guys.
Yes.
I just lost 5 of them.
I know that kid, but I know what that kid's like after he's graduated college and now has a job and is on a podcast with me.
Kill me.
Let's
Please.
move on. We got plenty of stuff to talk about other than how you're bad at League of Legends.
Kill me.
Let's just move on to some rising news, shall we? We shall.
Okay. What the fuck are we talking about this week? Where'd the dot go? There'd the dot go. Okay. So I think the most important thing that's shown up recently is patch 5.14. I have the notes up on another screen, but since that'll take a bit, let's go through the quicker stuff first. I have. What was that?
Nothing. I didn't say shit. Keep going.
Okay, that sounds good. Darius is getting a rework in the next couple of patches. So this isn't set in stone. well, the timing isn't set in stone, but Meddler recently mentioned, or Riot Meddler that is, recently mentioned that Darius should be getting a rework in the next 2 to 3 patches on PvE. So expect to see that sometime soon. And they updated the champion upgrade schedule, I guess, on their website. And Poppy's still number 2 up there. And honestly, like, she's like listed right after Fiora on that list. So honestly, I'm wondering if she's not a lot closer than we think on this, because we haven't heard anything about her in a long time. And they said they've been working on her since like late 2014. So I honestly wouldn't be surprised if within the next 2 or 3 months we see something pop up with Poppy's new rework, just overnight. Which would make me a very happy camper, because playing Poppy is fun, and I really want to be good at her still, because having that lollipop to shove up your opponent's anus is just such an enjoyable experience. You can't understand it until it's been done.
Sure.
Anyway, the Act 3 for the Bilgewater event is now live. So in case you guys don't know, I'm not sure if we talked about this last week, the Bilgewater event is kind of unrolling in separate acts. Now, each act has come with a short story that kind of expands like what's happening in Bilgewater. And this is the 3rd set of them. Right now we have Twisted Fate, Graves, Gangplank, and Misfortune in them. So, interesting so far. Definitely worth the read, at least. It's a nice little story. And then with Act 3, Brawlers is also live, or Black Market Brawlers is also live. So, Fancy Pants new game mode that we've talked about. Tons of cool new items.
Boy.
And upgradable minions that do some really janky shit.
Hey, word of advice, don't pick 80 carry, because all the 80 carry items for that game mode are garbage.
Are they really?
Compared to the tank items, yeah, they're terrible.
I just want to be Shaco, and I want to run around with my Shaco clone, and then me cloning somebody else. It'll be terrifying.
That's pretty funny.
Anyway, patch 5.14. When did this go live again, guys?
This was 2 weeks ago or last week?
I swear to God, we've talked about this before.
I think we have.
Chris.
I don't remember when the notes went live that we put up.
Well, we've talked about it at least in the patch notes. Whatever.
I wasn't
we'll
there.
just run over real quick. Gangplank Misfortune reworks. We have the new HUD this patch, which Chris will talk about in a second. Elise got a buff. She's actually pretty strong right now. Evelyn got small buff to her ult, small nerf to her Q. Let's see, anything else important here? Looks like Ryze did get nerfed a bit. Oh, Zeke's Harbinger is the new thing. Have you guys played with that at all yet?
Yes, it's
Any good?
very, very good.
Okay, I haven't noticed the power change with it yet.
It depends on who your AD carry and support is. Like, it's not going to be as beneficial on someone who doesn't build Critical Strike, like maybe Varus or something like that, as it will on, a Vayne.
Who are you like using this with? I haven't really taken the time to figure it out yet.
Pretty much any support, honestly. It skills, or the stats are really good on it. It has armor, ability power, it has cooldown reduction, I think it has some health. So it's pretty much everything that a support wants, and then that active is really nice too. Are
you getting this second or third item, or?
When I built it, I was playing Thresh and I had a Corki. So not the most optimal target, but it wasn't terrible because he scales well with ability power.
Yeah, I don't know what this item does.
I'll explain it in a second. Just like, where are you putting it in build order, Nick?
I bought it right after Sightstone.
Okay.
And right after Boots.
So before you upgrade your starting gold item?
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting enough. Anyway, this is the item we're talking about here is Zeke's Harbinger. So new support item, builds out a Glacial Shroud, 2 amplifying tomes, and 480 gold. Gives you 250 mana, 35 armor, 50 ability power, 10% cooldown reduction, and then it has a unique active. You bind to a target ally, and this will remove all other bindings with allies that you have. And the passive is when you're within 1,000 units of your bound ally, you and your ally generate charges, stacking until 100 are reached and lasting for 8 seconds. Attacking or using abilities generates extra charges. At maximum charges, causing damage consumes all of them and increases your ally's ability power by 20% and critical strike by 50% for 6 seconds. So basically, this is a support equivalent of Static Shiv.
Yeah, Static Shiv with an 8-second duration where you get 50% crit.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous on the right person.
Mm-hmm. I played with a Soraka who laned with a Vayne, and that was the first item. And Vayne with 50% critical strike that early into the game was just 3-shotting everyone.
Yo.
Literally every person in the game was dying.
Yo.
It's
Anyway,
crazy.
Dragon and Baron timers now automatically update. You don't have to see them in order to get them.
How do you guys
Death
feel
Recap
about
was
that?
fixed, and then all the Bilgewater skins. So
I'm
it's
happy.
important shit from 5.14.
I'm happy with that.
With the dragon things?
Yeah, I don't think worrying about getting timers is really that big of a deal, because if you're paying close enough attention anyway, you can just figure it out. Because they already announced when things like Baron and Dragon are taken, especially with the new announcers, like, your foes be hunting dragons. Like, they let you know, and if you're smart enough to do, simple addition, which, I mean, admittedly, I'm not, but I'm sure most people are, you can just get that timer no problem. So they might
only
as well
started.
just...
They only
do it
started
for you.
announcing it in the chat, or they only started announcing
patch.
it through the game announcer this patch.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, that was happening. That was happening, or that is happening now. So they might as well, like, it. I don't know. It would seem dumb if they didn't. Then they would have to take the announcer part out, and I get that. But even then, if you were observant, like, you still hear the dragon go. "Ah!"
Yeah, this is all right. Going back to before the dragon sound, the dragon death sound. I don't know why giving free information to your opponents is ever a good thing. That's the reason I don't like it. I don't like that the enemies know that we just did dragon or that we just did baron, and now they have a chance to counterplay even though we've been ahead the entire game.
Now
It
it's
removes
become...
another element of skill from the game, which makes me sad because it was possible to fuck that up. It's been done before. Like, professional games have been decided because they fucked up a timer.
Yes, that's true. But I think any opportunity that you can free up in order to let people focus on more fun aspects of the game is a good change to a degree. Now, I mean, you could argue like things like last hitting. Okay, here's a good one. One step away from Dota in complexity is denial of creeps. We remove that thing. And some
Thank
people
God.
say that that's the sort of thing. Yeah, you say that about that, but there are other things that are similar to that, like these timers. That
I feel like
remove
this
another
is
thing
different
for-
because
It's-
this is still the potential for you to fuck up. Denial of creeps is your opponent like punishing you for not doing as well as he is. Does that make sense?
Well, all right. Here's the thing. Like, I agree with what Chris is saying. If the information is there already, why not just automate it so you can focus on other things?
Yes.
But the information shouldn't be there in the first place. Like,
That's
I think,
different. Yeah, I mean, yes. So then we're arguing something different than what we originally were saying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it's still two valid opinions.
Yes, I would agree. I would agree that this really isn't a conversation that has a definite answer. And before we even get into it, I feel like that's the case.
Cotton Fizz is horrifying. I'm just going to mention that now.
Yeah. it is.
Okay.
Almost
Yes.
as horrifying as Lollipoppy.
To kind of put this conversation to rest, though, before we move on, I think that it was something that was just kind of like Riot's choice to make, and we just kind of have to live with it at this point in time. I don't think one way is better or worse than the other. I'm sure there are pros and cons, but I don't think objectively one is better or one is worse than the other. There are things that go with it, and then those things that go with it should represent the direction that Riot wants their game to go in. That's pretty much it. That's it. It's their product. We're consuming it, sure. We feel some sort of ownership of it because we put lots and lots of time and some of us money into this game. But at the end of the day, Riot can pull the trigger.
Money.
Yeah.
What a free game.
Yeah. Cool. What else besides these timers, bruh?
That was it for patch notes, right?
Yeah,
It's
that's
your
it
turn,
for patch
Chris.
notes. I said that before we got into this discussion.
Yeah. That means it's
Okay.
Chris's turn.
Oh boy, let's talk about the HUD. More like, ha, you ducks. Yeah, right, got him.
Whoa.
Whoa,
Wait, language, Chris. This is a
that
family-friendly
trash talk.
podcast.
How unusual, dingus. There's a comma between unusual and dingus.
Dingleberry.
So here's the thing. I might be a minority. I think I'm a minority. So with this patch came a HUD update. And I'm looking at this announcement page, and admittedly, I went into my first game after the patch went live a little bit tipsy, so I really wasn't expecting this. I wasn't like,
Chris,
I
just play ranked. It's still using the old HUD.
Do they really?
Yep. Ranked is
Yeah.
still using the old HUD.
Are you
Although,
serious?
you know what's fucked up?
Huh? What's fucked up?
It's being pushed to competitive play earlier than it should be. They are being forced to use the new HUD in playoffs.
That sucks.
So the professional players have to spam normal games to get used to it.
That really sucks.
Yeah.
Anyway, so let's talk about this new HUD. There's a couple of interesting things with it, and really interesting things. I mean, they moved everything around and they expanded some things, they condensed other things, they rounded a lot of corners, literally, and they made some new flashy effects, which on the whole, visually, it looks very clean, it looks very nice. The information that's available is in good places. What I don't like is that they flipped a lot of this shit around, like a lot, so that my eyes for the past 5 years have been going to the same places for the same types of information, and now they moved everything and made it smaller and more condensed, which, theoretically, is a good thing. But for
I
me,
also find myself staring at the bottom left-hand corner of the screen and just be like, wait, why am I looking here?
yeah, it was for items. It was for items, man. That's where that was. And now it's on the right side of the middle bar, and the bottom left corner is completely barren and open, which makes me feel kind of uneasy. Like there's something going on over there that it should be. I mean, and that's the point. The point is for them to add more vision so that you can see more things, and then you can open and close things. Like there's a little button right underneath your character portrait, which is circled now, which looks all nice and stuff. But there's a button that you can click on and it'll pop out to show you like your AD, your HP, your AP, a bunch of other stuff. Like it shows you everything, all of your basic stats, and you can close that to like bring it in, like collapse it behind your portrait to so you can see more. You know, that little square inch of screen, which I guess for some people is a big deal. For me, it's really not. I know that Nick Cooper used to put his HUD scaling down super low.
Mine actually before the new HUD, it was at 22, and that was fine. Now it's at 1, which is the very like it can't go to 0.
Yeah, I have mine at the lowest too, and it still feels big.
Exactly. It feels super big, but I really like it. And Chris, if the bottom left is a little barren, you can flip the mini map and have it on the bottom left side.
That will screw me up so much more.
Put a post-it note there, and then draw a pretty little picture over it for each champion.
Yeah,
and
draw
then an
a
item
picture
build.
for each champion.
And then you can just keep pressing and being like, why isn't my Zhonya's doing anything?
I just want to move that one thing over to the other side. That's all I want. I just want to flip everything.
Just put the chat there.
No. Why are we... You think I'm using chat? I've been playing this game for 5 years. You think I'm using chat? How do you think I still play?
I don't know what you're saying right now.
No, you shouldn't use chat.
He's saying you read what happens in chat. That's where people go to die.
Yeah. So here's a couple of things. XP bar moved to the center of the screen, and that's right next to your character portrait now too. All buffs back to the center, divided into buff and debuff groups. That's nice. I like that. That's cool. Ability icons are larger and have new clear state change effects, which is neat. So when you level one up, it goes... It is all swirly swirls and makes it all flishy flash, and it's neat. Items are displayed in the center to make it easier to track actives, which, I mean, sure, whatever, but it's still, like, I don't know. I hate change, you know? Whatever. Your CS, your KDA, and Team KDA and time are grouped all on top of the minimap now. So you can get all your info in one place. Not the right place, but it's a different place. Team frames moved here to keep tabs on your teammate status. Did they fix the alt thing? Does the alt thing work
yes,
now?
the alt thing actually works now.
yes.
After 5 friggin' years, the alt indicator works. I had somebody in the old UI in ranked games say, I know your alt was up, the indicator was on, dude. And I'm just like, you obviously haven't been playing this game very long, have you?
He doesn't know. Team ult timers have been added that indicate when allied units, allied ults are coming off cooldown and can be used. Yeah, so that's over there now. It's right on top of the minimap.
As far as I know, though, the bug with like Graves and Nocturne, where if you don't have vision of your ally when they use their ultimate, it still appears as though they didn't. That's still a thing.
Okay, so there's still some bugs they have to iron out with it, but it's like I haven't seen it fuck up yet, so.
Okay, yeah, I haven't really seen it either. If there's specific bugs instead of just a general note that sometimes it doesn't work. I'm happy with specific bugs.
I'm not sure if it's intended or not. Because when you're affected by Nocturne's ult in Graves W, you don't have vision around you. You can't see the minimap or anything. So I'm not sure if it's an intended bug or if it's an unintended one. But it's been like this for years. Let's pretend that it is.
Let's pretend like it is.
All right, then it's working as intended, and it's still really annoying because Shen didn't use his ult on me in ranked.
Kick. The last thing. Enemy respawn timers dynamically display here. And by here, they mean top right over your mini map. So you don't have to hit tab after a team fight. That is the one thing that I really, really love about this UI change. I think that's awesome. I think it's overdue. Like by a long, long time. I think that's super neat. Other than that, pretty much they're just saying like there's more usability and everything is clear. That's true.
I think it looks prettier. It's just going to take a while to get used to the new locations for everything.
When I hit tab, I'm still having a hard time finding people, though.
You can reorder that now.
Yeah, you can.
What?
You can reorder the tab menu now.
Like you do in spectator mode, or they do in the LCS.
Yeah. Drag and drop players to line up lanes.
Although
larger, more readable numbers and icons.
All I ever end up doing is dragging my opponent and me to the very top.
Items will auto-sort by cost for easy comparison. What? I didn't know that. That's crazy. Holy shit. That's why it was different in the tab menu than it was on my inventory. I'm like, that's lazy programming. They went above and beyond. That's cool.
I actually didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah, side-by-side layout to better assist in lane comparison. Then you can move and you can switch them around and stuff. Ally summoner spell timers, that's on there too. Towers destroyed, team versus team now displayed, which it wasn't before. That's pretty chill. Target frame now displays CS and KDA. That is awesome. So you don't have to tab to check the other person's CS to see if you're winning or not. And by that time that you figure out where they are and figure out what the number is and what your number is, you're now behind 5. I'm speaking to 80 carries out there. Yeah, pretty much exclusively. And top laners to a degree. But yeah, that's the HUD. I mean, go try it. Why don't you give us your feedback? Send us email to mail@leakcastpodcast.com and let me know how I'm wrong or how I'm right, I suppose. But I don't know. I've heard lots of mixed reviews. I know I said I'm probably a minority, but I have heard some other people also have some issues with it. It's mostly just a change. And once we get used to it, I'm sure I'll find the positives and I will never want to go back. But as it is right now, I'm just going to be an old fart about it and be like, back in my day, it was better. Season 1, everything was better. Nothing hurt and everything was beautiful.
That's not true.
Whatever. All right. Well,
do you remember season 1 Evelyn?
I remember when you were going to move on to your piece of news.
Ooh, piece of news.
Got him.
Yeah. So I'm going to talk about more about Elise because she's been the champion that has carried me to platinum and diamond for the past 2 seasons, and she's back. And I'm gonna talk about why it's a good thing.
Boys.
Yeah. So what just came out in the jungle? Sated, Devour, whatever that thing.
Sure.
What counters these champions that build it? Hard CC.
Elise.
Hard CC.
Elise.
Hard CC.
You can't spell Elise without
cum shot.
Not even close, baby.
I don't think you can spell Elise with cum shot.
There's an S in there, right?
Yeah, but
yeah.
You can't spell Elise without is, I suppose.
Ooh, clever. Ooh, Eli is.
Ooh, what is Elise. Eli?
I don't know.
A hard counter.
But yeah, hard CC and who has hard CC? These tanks, So tanks are going to be more popular again. What counters tanks though? Percent HP damage. Vayne, Elise. So I'm excited.
Elise, Singed.
Singed
Conspiracy. What?
What are you talking about?
Every single thing we're talking about here sounds like one of the dumbass donkey videos where he just makes the weirdest jumps, and it's just like...
But they're not weird jumps, they're
donut
logical
has
jumps.
13 letters in it. 13 sounds like Singed.
Okay, so Elise is great, and percent-based damage, and she's gonna be... here's the deal, man. I don't... Just because she has percent-based damage things on her kit doesn't mean that she's good. Because she's good
against tanks. Did you even listen to anything I said, Christopher?
I'm listening to you, Nicholas. Don't fucking Christopher me. You're not my mom. You're not my dad as far as I know. Look, man, here's the deal, okay? I thing.
Go ahead and tell me something about League of Legends about Elise that I don't know. Go ahead. Talk to me. Talk to me about this
I know
game.
you
Chris.
like Elise, but did you know that if you spell Elise backwards, it's a silly, and that sounds like singed.
Ascilla?
Chris, please.
No, but like, okay, for real. The argument is right. You're saying, let me just re-outline
I'm saying,
this
all right,
because we've gotten off track.
State of Devour just got popular, right? It's OP with Kale and Yi and Xin Zhao and Shyvana. Who's the hardest counters of these champions?
Vi.
No. These super tanky, like hard CC. Oh, Vi's pretty good though. These super tanky, hard CC, Nautilus, Maokai.
Yeah.
These super disruptive tanks.
Right.
Who's the best counter to that? Percent HP damage, Elise.
Anybody with
But who shits on Elise?
I don't know.
Sated Devour. It's rock, paper, scissors, baby.
Okay, all right, sure.
The jungle, what I'm saying is the jungle is actually in pretty good balance. And I think Elise being popular kind of brings up scissors to paper and rock, to paper and rock levels.
That's a good argument.
Thanks.
I don't know what else to say instead of
just
making
blew
that
your fucking
spiral
mind
back into gobbledygook garbage. Can we just not do that again? I'm sorry.
No, fuck you. Let's go
I
talk about the HUD
apologize.
some more. Let's jerk off.
No, I don't want to talk about the HUD anymore. It makes me sad. I don't want to do it.
How about instead we talk about Cassiopeia?
Yeah, can we move on? Yeah, that's Champion Spotlight sounds like a good thing for us to move on to. Let's talk about Cassiopeia. Let's spend the next 10 seconds talking about her lore, which is trash.
She's a snake.
All right. It is so short.
She's a kid. She's a snake.
It is so short. She's a kid snake. I'm just going to read it word for word.
Entirety.
It's a paragraph. Okay? Here we go.
Paragraph is generous.
Here Here we go.
My English teacher would have returned that shit like, this needs 2 or 3 more sentences.
Oh, and context. Cassiopeia is a terrifying creature, half woman, half snake, whose slightest glance brings death. The youngest daughter of one of Noxus's most influential families. She was once a beautiful and cunning temptress, capable of manipulating the hardest heart. We're on 2 sentences, by the way. The third one, this is the last one. Transformed by the venom of an ancient Shuriman tomb guardian, she continues to serve Noxian interests, as she always has, just in a more visceral way. That's the end of her lore. I hope
Great
you learned
story.
something. I hope you learned something about yourself, and more importantly, Cassiopeia, because I didn't learn anything.
All I learned that Shurimian tomb guardians are pretty badass.
Yeah, Shuriman tomb guardians. I'm assuming it was a big snake. Wait, was this in the video? Because there were a couple of videos that came out when Azir was released, and they redid all the Shurima lore, and Cassiopeia was part of that with Sivir and Katarina.
Nothing really changed.
Renekton, Nasus, Xerath.
There was something along the lines of where only a descendant of Shurima could unlock the tomb, and Cassiopeia did something dumb and like that she should let Sivir do. Like she betrayed Sivir in front of the Guardian or something, and the Guardian turned her into a snake.
Yeah.
I mean, we can talk a little bit about her old lore too. Do you guys remember that one at all?
I'm not familiar with her old lore because it's been scrubbed from existence.
Yeah, it used to be she was, well, she's still technically Katarina's sister.
Yeah.
And she works for Noxus, but originally she was married off to a barbarian king in order to try and ally Noxus with the like Tryndamere tribe.
Mm-hmm.
But she ended up betraying the barbarian king, who like originally when they originally got married, he put a curse on her, like that was that was like the price, basically saying like, okay, I'll do this if you give me this guarantee. So he put this curse on her, and then she betrayed him, and it turned her into a snake.
She did it anyway. She know it was gonna do something, and she done did it anyway.
Yep.
Oh wow, what a badass.
She's snake now.
So it gave her superpowers and turned into a half snake? That seems more like
Apparently.
that doesn't
blessing.
sound like a blessing. Yeah, I suppose. Except she doesn't have legs anymore. So I mean, I don't know, man.
Yeah, but legs are annoying anyway.
Legs, man, she doesn't have to go shoe shopping. And let me tell you, as somebody with a size 14 foot, I have to shop online and it sucks. If I just had a big old snake body, I wouldn't have to worry about this shit at all.
You know what sucks about shopping online? Not leaving my house. Leaving the comfort of my house. Boy, that sounds terrible, Chris.
You're
Sounds like
right.
the best thing ever.
That's fair. You're not wrong. Let's move on. Now that we've learned everything there is to learn about Cassiopeia, let's talk about her abilities. Nick, why don't you dive into that, dude?
All right. So her passive is Aspect of the Serpent. She gains Aspect of the Serpent stacks over time, and by poisoning enemy champions. Now they don't have it in the client, so I'm gonna have to open up a third-party website to get the stacks.
What, you looking for the different thresholds for the rewards there?
Yeah. All right.
Ah, he found it.
They don't provide that information in the client, which is pretty horrible.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Yeah, I don't see a downside to seeing.
It's not user friendly, dude. It's not newbie friendly. It's very
So have a button that says show advanced details,
nah.
which shows the numbers, and then show plebeian details, which shows what it is now. All right.
No.
Anyway, at 100 stacks, she gains 5% AP, and her Twin Fang now heals for a flat amount plus 6% of her HP. At 250 stacks, she gains an additional 5% AP for a total of 10, and she gains a passive 25% cooldown reduction. At 500 stacks, which is the max, she gains an additional 20% for a total of 30% AP. So basically a free Rabadons.
That stacks with actual Rabadons.
Yes, as far as I know, in a game where a Vigar cannot infinitely stack his Q, Cassiopeia will have the highest total AP out of any champion. And then her Q is Noxious Blast. She blasts an area with poison after a brief delay, granting her increased movement speed if she hits an enemy champion. Her W is Miasma. She releases a cloud of poison, lightly damaging and slowing any enemy that happens to pass through it. It's kind of like a Ziggs E, where it just kind of, puts a pool on the ground.
How did she get a hold of your specific asthma? Why was it not somebody else's asthma?
Yeah, I'm not sure why she got Miasma.
That's really weird.
I'm glad she
sent
took
an email.
Miasma, because asthma's terrible.
It was a real issue for a while there. I couldn't even walk. That's why I had to do all my online shopping
I
from the comfort of my own home.
Snake. And she just took it, yeah. So her E is Twin Fang. She lets loose a damaging attack at her target, increasing further poison damage dealt to the target.
I really wish that we could go ahead and just we could change the way that these are written. I really want it to be Cassiopeia lets loose a damaging attack at her targets, comma.
All right,
that'd be great.
On
I'm
to
sorry,
Twin
keep
Fang
going.
some more. If the target dies, Cassiopeia regains a percent of her mana. If the target is poisoned, the cooldown of the spell is refreshed. So Cassiopeia also can have the highest DPS out of any champion in the game. And her ultimate, with Twin Fang, her ultimate is Petrifying Gaze. Cassiopeia releases a swirl of magical energy from her eyes, stunning any enemies in front of her that are facing her, and slowing any others with their back turned. And I'm not sure what's so funny about that, Christopher Puner.
Nothing.
But that's it. That's Cassiopeia.
Oh, great, cool. Well, now that we know how she works and stuff, why don't you tell us about her role in the game, Mr. Henderson?
AP mage.
Yeah.
Oh,
Done.
Not support? You can't play her support?
No.
Oh, well, all right.
She plays very well as a, long wind-up hard carry. It's the right way to put that. She gets countered extremely easily by a handful of champions, though, to the point where if these champions are in the game, you're probably just fucked. I'm thinking Zed, Fizz, any kind of assassin will not unpleasant at best.
Yeah, a high mobility assassin is the hardest counter to Cassiopeia.
Because it's basically impossible to hit your Q or your W, which makes your E almost useless unless you land your ult first. But it's your ult's 160-second cooldown or something extremely long like that. It's not something you can spam every time an assassin jumps in and tries to murder you.
That being said, if there's no assassin on the other team, whew.
Should be good to go, mate.
You're gonna lose that
Vigar
game.
counts as an assassin in this regard.
Ooh, who knew?
Well, yeah, because Cassiopeia has
A bazillion
1300 AP by the end of the game.
Vigar's AP plus 80% of their AP. There's a good chance you could one-shot a full build Cass with a level 1 Vigar or 6 Vigar.
Probably. As long as she has no MR, I think you could.
Yeah, it's a lot of damage.
Speaking of AP and stuff like that, what do you guys suggest for the build and skill order? Let's talk about the skill order first, actually. What do you max first with Cassiopeia? Besides her stacks underpass.
So I think there's two school of thoughts. You can max Q first if you are playing against someone you can't all in. So if you're playing against a Zed or someone like that, you probably want to max Q, and maxing Q is better for farming in my opinion. And then there's maxing E, which is easily the highest damage output out of any champion in the game. But if you can't stick to a target for a long time, it's pretty useless. I like to max E.
I like maxing Q.
Perfect.
That's just how it is. I mean, especially now that she gets a movement speed bonus and stuff like that. Like that's cool. That's
well,
cool
she had
as
that
fuck.
before her rework,
right? I mean, but like her kit works better with it than it did before. Like I don't know. I find myself appreciating that aspect of it more now than I did before her rework. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
But either way, I think both are correct. Q for more pokey, E for all in.
So if you want to be a hipster, you can max miasma first, and then but you're pretty much then just like holding yourself to the plan of just farming all game and never having any friends, never getting any kills.
So that's the thing. If you max miasma, you're gonna do a shit ton of damage if they stand in your miasma. Otherwise, you're just gonna like tickle them.
Yes.
Which hey, if you're trying to do like a tickle fight, I mean.
Yeah,
that's perfect.
By all means,
like,
you and Nasus just trading poops, that's fine. But yeah, perfect. Anyway. What about build order? I think this is pretty straightforward, isn't it?
Actually not sure.
I haven't done much with her since Ludens came out.
I've played one game with Ludens and it was amazing, and Ludens is great on her.
Yeah, that definitely feels like a pickup, but
Yeah. Go ahead and say Stork Shoes for your butts. I like Tear of the Goddess on her. I think it just energizes super well with her twin fangs. And kind of as that pseudo defensive item. Rabadon's is good. Void Staff. Zhonya's, Ludens is pretty much a must. And then I like Riley's on her. So you can it kind of again works well with that. You're sped up, they're slowed down permanently.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I don't disagree.
Plus, that with that build, you're going to get the most ability power out of any champion in the game.
Right. That's true. And that's pretty much your end goal, is to just make sure that this game lasts until you can just become a goddess.
Hell, with that new support item, you might be able to break 1500.
Ooh.
Maybe. Oh, God. All right, well, strengths and weaknesses.
She's pretty much the vein of AP carries. Like, she's going to do a shit ton of damage.
I feel like she's easier to deal with late game than Vayne is.
She is. I think only because she doesn't have stealth when she tumbles.
Yeah.
So her strength, she's amazing at all in. She's not too good at pokes. She's really good if she has a team that can peel for her.
Yes. She's also really good at disengaging and engaging if you know what you're doing with her ult.
Yes, but that's more like on a Nazir level of disengage and engage. Like
yeah, like you better know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, because if you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna get fucked.
You can easily mess everything up forever for everybody.
You're still a ranged minion worth of HP.
Yes.
So
yeah.
So she loses to kind of targets that are like do a shit ton of damage and also are super sticky. Like I feel like she'll lose to a Riven, any high mobility assassin, and that's.
I feel like every single week we say that everybody loses to Riven.
Just wait till we get to Garen or Pantheon or Renekton.
Or Riven.
or Riven.
Right. Okay, cool. So wrap up and final thoughts. I would play her, or would you play her in the current meta? Would you play her in a ranked game right now?
Probably, yeah. I wouldn't.
I feel like she's
her.
up there. Yeah, I wouldn't either. But I feel like if very specific bans are made, she's up there in picks. She's like top 6, top 7 mid mage probably.
Probably. She's very difficult to play, but once you get the hang of her, she can 1v5.
Sure.
Yeah. I would play her against the passive. Like Orianna's getting more popular. I think Ziggs is getting more popular. Twisted Fate. I would play them against those champs, not against Fizz or Zed or Talon
Ahri
or Yasuo. Yeah, probably not Ahri. She's super mobile.
Yeah.
I don't know. You might actually be able to do well with Yasuo if you have good positioning. Because the biggest thing is making sure you don't put yourself in a situation where you can just dash Q, run away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes, and your Q can go over his wind wall because it's not a projectile.
Yeah, but he can block every single one of your twin fangs.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like it's it's a different game. It's not necessarily an instant get fucked in that.
It's not an instant loss, but I wouldn't pick it just because I don't feel comfortable with.
Right.
Yeah, it'd be a
Cassiopeia
tougher
and
one.
Yasuo.
Though.
It's definitely a skill matchup. Against the big three right now, I would pick her against Victor. I'd pick her against Azir, I think. Probably
I don't
not
think your
Ezreal.
stuff's long enough range for Azir. Definitely Victor would do well against Victor, though, if
Yeah.
you're okay at moving against the laser, because he's pretty slow.
He
Makes
is
it easy to
pretty
hit your
slow.
stuff.
And with that, with the Seraph's Embrace and the Ryleys, you can probably survive, a full round of his burst,
Probably, yeah.
and then by that time you should be able to do enough damage to kill him.
Yeah. Cool. Well, that's Cassiopeia. I feel like that's a pretty well-rounded sort of picture.
Everyone
for
should be
you.
an expert now.
Yeah,
So-
especially for lore. I mean, you can probably memorize it in like 5 minutes. Let's go on to Roundtable. Boopity boop boop boop. Welcome to Roundtable. This would be where Frost talks, but he's MIA. So I'm gonna do it again, as I usually inherit the section that the person is gone. Like last week, I did. What do you think I did, Nick? What section do you think I did?
You probably did Roundtable.
Oh, I did Male Fight. No, you weren't here. Remember?
Oh man, that was crazy.
Oh boy, that's a curveball. You didn't see that one coming. Anyway, Roundtable this week. I mean, well, let's start with last week. Last week's question is so much better than the question I made up for this week, and it was, what type of lore event would you like, and who should it focus around? We got a couple of answers off of Facebook and an email. From Josh, I would love to see a Bard lore event where you see him traveling through and affecting all the other lore events. Also, he needs a Doctor Who skin. I would agree. Those are all great points. From Adrian, really, near any event that's been untouched would be great. Bandle City, Piltover versus Zaun, the Void. My vote would be an elemental arc to bring in Ao Shin and give Brendan Malphite some better lore, such as each major region has an elemental demigod, Anivia and Freljord, Brand in the Voodoo Isles, Zareth and Shurima, Ao Shin and Ionia, Malphite in the mountain range around Yordaland, etc., etc. I think that's pretty cool. Hire him. That's really super smart, actually. I would love for Malphite to get some depth. That would be really, really great.
Malphite or Malphite? Because we got some depth this week in Malphite.
Malphite. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
All
I
right,
get the
all
two
right.
mixed up.
Thought you were
happened.
insulting
No.
my
No.
section.
It happened. No,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. From another Joshua, the one that's coming to the meetup. Hey, buddy. How about a lore event that focused on the champion's activities after joining the League of Legends, perhaps with a story centered around a group of hunters: Rengar, Caitlyn, Jarvan, 4, Talon, Vel'Koz, in conflict with the league's most irritating champions, Teemo, Fizz, Nidalee, Shaco, Blitzcrank, releasing special skins for the event to donate a portion of the proceeds to the Prevents Cancer Foundation. Also released Kill the Teemo as an official game mode during the event. Stuff like that. That's cool. And we got one email from Advent. I want to see a Piltover versus Bandle City event. This seems to be a popular thing. Surrounding conflict between the two that was ignited by a Yordle snaptrap of Caitlyn's brutally murdering Teemo. We get a cool event with interesting lore, and Teemo's never seen again. Win-win. We got another email from Blake. What's up, Blake? A Void event that better explains what the Void is and also has an awesome Void champ like Cog's father being released. Right now, it's starting to seem like either Cog doesn't understand the concept of time, or his dad has serious traffic issues. That's funny. That's pretty funny. For those of you that don't know, he says daddy's coming, doesn't he?
Yeah, I
Terror
think so.
coming, daddy's coming, or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. What's up, Nick?
Can I answer?
Yeah.
Oh, I want. This is just a more personal thing. I want a Zed versus Shen event because in their lore, they're like super enemies. Like Zed cuts off Shen's dad's head and fucking throws it at him. Is like, get on my level. But yeah, that would be really cool. I'm not sure
And
how
that's
they
only
would,
the beginning.
but I'm not sure how it would work out. Maybe something on like Murder Bridge, where it's like
Yeah,
Shen is
maybe.
on one side, Zed's on the other,
Where it starts the game and Zed's beheading his father.
and it's just 5 Zeds
Every
versus
single-
5 Shens.
Every single, yeah.
That'd be
Perfect.
awesome.
Yeah, that'd be really great. Alright, so you guys ready for this week's underwhelming roundtable question? I actually think it's going to be kind of fun. It's kind of a fun one, okay?
Yeah.
You're stranded on an island and can bring 3 items with you from the game. What are they and why? Nick Cooper.
All right. I want to bring Catalyst the Protector.
Okay.
So whenever I level up, which I imagine would be pretty easy to do in real life, then I'll get some
Sure.
more health and mana to do stuff. I want Guardian Angel just in case, you know.
Sure, dog.
I don't want to be, you know.
You don't want to be dead.
I mean, every 5 minutes I can revive. That'd be pretty amazing.
Yeah, dude. Okay, can you imagine? Like, man, I need to get down this cliff. Other people would have to like waste a lot of energy.
I'll just die.
Like, you just jump off and be like, "I'll be fine." And then 5 minutes later, you can jump off another cliff if you need to.
By the time you get back to the top, I mean,
yeah, perfect.
It only sucks when you get old because then you'll die, and then 5 minutes later you'll just continue dying on cooldown.
Right.
So you're a fucking feeder. And then I want a Hextech Gunblade because whatever I do, I want to be healed for. So it's like, you know, if I'm doing, you know, attack damage stuff like chopping logs and stuff, then I almost said the S word, which you can't say on this show. Then Shit. Oh fuck. Okay. Then I want to be healed for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude, you get some return on your investment of effort, right?
Yeah, exactly. So if I'm cutting some wood on this island, then I'm like, hey man, I'm healthy.
Hey man, I've heard other places that cutting wood is healthy too. Henderson, what about you?
I'm 3 items or 4?
3. That's why I said 3.
I'm sorry, I couldn't remember how many you said. I got distracted.
Oh, there you go.
Oh god, I can't, like I'm trying to come up with like witty shit that'll work in real life, but I'm struggling here.
Get the Swindler's Orb.
Hunter's machete would definitely be useful because, you know, if you're stuck on an island, it'd help you cut shit down.
That's logistically a good choice.
Bomby Cinder, I can start fires with that, or Sunfire Cape, either or. Trying to think, is there like anything you can use to make food?
Or something to help you find food, like recurve bow.
Oh yeah.
Fuck it. I'm bringing Morellonomicon just in case I get bored.
Fair. Okay, for myself, Thornmail, because I don't want no lions or jaguars touching me. If they do, they're gonna get hurt. Sunfire Cape, because being on fire and not getting hurt from it will be baller as fuck. Also, you can start things on fire, which is useful, like Henderson was saying. But hopefully I can turn it off, because I don't want to be aggroing the entire jungle.
You can't turn it off in League, so...
Ooh, boy, that sucks. Man, oh man.
And then,
you just set the whole island on fire. You dead.
And then Banner of Command, so I can promote some sort of very simple creature that will follow my commands, because it doesn't feel like it's going to be a predator and kill me. So that I'm gonna make him better, so that he's my companion and he's cooler. He's promoted. So like I'm talking like a tree frog here, like a
can I change
a sea turtle? Yeah, what's up?
All right. After listening to you guys' wonderful suggestions, I'm gonna change mine. Guardian Angel for sure. That's just too OP. I'm gonna take ZZ Rot Portal, so I can create an army of little voidlings to do my bidding, and then Banner of Command to make them stronger.
All right, that's good. That's a good combo.
That sounds way better.
That's a good combo.
It's very reasonable.
Yeah. Cool. If you guys want to send us your responses, there's a couple of ways you can do it. There's 3 actually. The first and foremost being send us an email to mail@leakcastpodcast.com with your answer to the roundtable question. You can also answer the question on Facebook, like us on Facebook, and then answer the question if you'd like to. Just search for Leakcast on Facebook, and then you can answer the tweet when it goes out, when the show goes up. Which will be at Leakcast on Twitter. But speaking of sending us emails and talking to us about the show and stuff like that, let's move into Mail Fight.
Hey, we got 2 emails this week. The first one's from Mac. He said, hey guys, I have a question. He's a bronzy noob and have a bigger problem. In his games, he tends to win lane, even snowball, to be 2 or 3 levels higher than everyone else. His creep score is great, and his KD is great. But then as soon as he starts team fighting and stuff like that, it always seems to happen that I don't do enough. He's trying to claw his way out of bronze, and it seems like he can never do enough to carry hard enough. He learns from people around him that are better, but when everyone is running around yakety sacks in the typical bronze way, how is he supposed to learn how to team fight better in solo queue? And how does he carry his bronze self out of bronze? He's learned that he can't rely on teammates to get him out, so he has to do better. Haha, help me please.
Okay.
When I figure it out, I'll let you know.
Here's the deal. Here's the deal with bronze, okay? Think of other bronze players as not other players, but think of them as wild sheep on a hillside. And they're just walking around. They're doing things. They're like, oh shit, it's a really nice tuft of grass over here. Gonna eat this. You gotta be like, hey, come back.
There's better grass inside of their base.
There's better grass underneath their nexus, and we're gonna go get it, the juiciest of grass. And they don't know that the nexus is gonna blow up and burn all the grass in the area. They don't know that. Pretty much what I'm saying is that these people are mindless and they're bronze, and they're trying to learn the game. They're not mindless in a bad way. I'm not saying that all bronze players are bad or stupid. I'm just saying they have lots of things to learn. That's why they're in bronze. And if you're in bronze, you do too. You may be a really good player mechanically by yourself, but unfortunately for you, this is a team game. So here's what you gotta do. It doesn't take very much. It takes a little bit. And all it takes is 1 or 2 pings when you're moving to go to an objective. Even just telling them what you're doing. A lot of people will then move and react to it in some way, or just say yes, or ping, or say back off, I'm not there, or something like that. You need to inspire communication amongst bronze players, because they don't know how to communicate.
Using chat doesn't count as communication.
Right, I would use pings. Every once in a while, you can also say, like, hey, to reinforce your pings, like, let's rotate bottom, let's take a tower, let's go to an objective, let's push, we should do this. And then when people don't follow your instructions, sometimes the best way to deal with somebody that just won't do anything but split push is to take your 3 other teammates plus you and invade your own ally's lane and push together.
Just to call them a fuck and then just AFK.
Don't pick fights. Don't pick fights and don't talk shit about people to them, to their faces. Wait until after the game and talk to your friends about it, or your mom. Go talk to your mom about it. But here's the deal: just
cry
talk
into
to
your
them.
pillow.
Just talk to them a little bit. Just, you got to communicate, because there's a point in time when you can't carry 4 bronzies or silver players to victory on your back alone. I'm just saying. Talk to them.
Get out of here.
Talk to them. Remember the sheep. Remember the sheep, dude.
Completely unreasonable. Bah.
All right, so some other things. If you if you're winning lane, take your tower and then go in other lanes. That's probably the best thing for you to do.
Yeah. Take your tower with you and go to another lane.
So
put it next to your ally's other tower, and so you have 2 towers.
Never mind. Okay.
Don't do it.
Yeah. So the only exception to the rule I feel is if you're playing lane Shaco for some reason or top lane Tryndamere. Then you should just stay in your lane until you hit the enemy nexus and get that grass. But I mean, all right. So here's the thing: you win your lane.
Are we talking about grass that's sheepy? We're talking about weed. I don't understand.
No, we're talking about the grass underneath the nexus that the mindless sheeples will eat.
Oh, okay.
Wake up, sheeples. But yeah, like, so take your tower that ends laning phase for you. Basically, you don't want to be top lane, overextend, start feeding, lose the game single-handedly pretty much. Take the tower that forces the enemy top laner to push out super hard. He can't just freeze because you're going to be pressuring the other side of the map. Go gank mid lane, go gank bottom, do dragon, do all these things. Focus on objectives over team fights. If you've got Baron, push out bot lane, because that's the farthest lane from Baron. You want that lane to have super minions, so it takes longer time for the enemy team to kill the super minions and then get to Baron, as opposed to pushing mid, which is only a few steps away.
At this point, it's probably like if you're doing okay mechanically in lane, you probably just need to work on your map control, I guess it is, or maybe your prioritization in terms of objectives. That seems to be the big thing there. Like when you have the advantage, you just don't know what to do with it yet. So
all right, so let's right now let's make a list of priorities for someone who has one lane, is very far ahead, and has taken their tower. So first up, I would say Dragon. If you've taken your tower, you're winning. Go for Dragon.
Well, no, before that, there's a supplemental point. Locate your jungler.
Okay, your jungler also has to be at Dragon when you do Dragon. That's the biggest rule in League of Legends right now. Right after, if you're winning, don't do Baron.
The one thing about getting Dragon, though, is make sure you have the advantage team fighting wise. Make sure somebody's dead or somebody's on the wrong side of the map. Make sure that you have the advantage so that if they engage on you, you will still probably win that fight. Because it's not always as clear cut as you think it is. And if you run in there when there's when there's 3 people, on your team at Dragon, and there's 4 of them there or 3 of them there. If you're in the middle of fighting for it, you might just die anyway.
Yeah, you're taking Dragon damage and enemy team damage. I mean, it's basically a 4v5 at that point, or 4v3 at that point. But yeah, make sure that, if the enemy top laner is top lane and they don't have teleport or their teleport's on cooldown, take dragon. That's the easiest dragon in the history of League of Legends. Do that. If you're someone who isn't very good at killing dragons, let's say someone like a Nautilus or a Maokai, someone who's not the jungler, not the AD carry, and doing dragon, peel off the dragon if they come. Try to dissuade the enemy jungler from just walking straight into your team.
From being good at the game, pretty much.
Yeah, from walking straight into your team and smite stealing it. I mean, if you're the jungler, if you're the AD carry, stick on the dragon because you need to kill it as fast as you can. But if you're a top laner who doesn't have great single target damage, or you're a support, walk closer to the enemy so they'll be more likely to run away. After dragon, what's next after dragon?
Besides
Close
going back
towers.
and ensuring your item is you're itemizing correctly, it would probably be rotating to another lane, gank if possible, and then push that lane.
Yeah, so
If it's not a farming teammate, because sometimes you can really fuck up like somebody like a Nasus or a Vigar.
I mean, even then, if you can get serious tower damage down, fuck the wave. Get the tower damage down. Like,
Yeah,
if you can
even
get the
then.
tower down, even better.
So here's the thing: Nasus is going to get 36 damage on his Q if he lasts its an entire wave. You're going to get 150 times 5 of gold. I'm not sure what that is off the top of my head, but it's it's like 700 gold. Yeah, it's
Yes.
750, 650, 750 gold. You're gonna get 750 gold for your team if you kill that tower versus the 36 damage that Nasus is gonna get. So it's gonna be way more beneficial in the long run if you take the tower, and just force the gold down your teammate's throat so that they have items to buy so that they're stronger in team fights. If you've taken all the towers, all the dragons, at that point you should start looking to do Baron, but only do Baron if you have vision, if you've killed someone off, if you're stronger in a team fight, something like that. Otherwise, if that doesn't work for you, maybe you should stop team fighting and just play Tryndamere all day.
Or Nasus. Either of those do that
Or
well.
Nasus.
And Fiora may also do it very well after this update.
Oh,
but
she
we
will.
have yet to see.
I bet she will.
Yeah. Do we have any other advice for team fighting better or objective control? I think we covered just about everything.
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably say that's about it.
Also, ZZ Rod is incredibly underrated. So buy that item if you're gonna push. It's crazy good. All right, and then the last email we have. This is more fun. So enough listening.
Oh,
to
good.
me
Whew.
Badger
Oh, boy.
on about dragon control.
I love badgers.
Speaking of Badger, Tom Badger is the one this email's from. He said, after our discussion the previous weeks about the ultimate Frankenstein AD carry mashed together from the abilities of all their champions, over the next few weeks, can we do a segment on the ultimate tank, fighter, mage, support, assassin? So he made a rule which I think is really good. Only the primary role of a champion dictates their category. So Annie is a mage first and a support second. So abilities can only be considered for the mage role.
Okay.
So
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? That just went over my head there.
All right. So you remember 2 weeks ago when we did the Frankenstein AD carry?
Okay,
Where we mashed together all the abilities from other champions. Yeah, he's saying he wants us to do the ultimate tank, fighter, mage, support, and assassin over the course of a couple weeks.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
do one right now. Are we
Yeah,
doing
no,
mage?
one right now, not 5.
Yeah.
No. Oh yeah, we can do mage first, since I feel like Henderson is probably the expert, and Frost not so much.
Okay, yeah, I won't have very much to give into this conversation, but yeah.
What the? Okay, hang on.
Sure.
I
I'm
accidentally
pulling up the
searched-
champion list right now.
Yeah, I searched for mage instead of sorted by champion. So our options are Ari, Anivia, Annie, Azir, Brand, Cassiopeia, Elise, Fiddlesticks, Heimerdinger, Karma, Syndra, Swain, Rise, Oriana, Morgana, Malzahar, Lux, Lissandra, Kennen, Karthus, Twisted Fate, Vigar, Vel'Koz, Victor, Vladimir, Xerath, Ziggs, and Zyra. So remember
Zillion
those.
doesn't count?
No, I think
let's-
he's classified as a support first.
Let's start with passive.
Yeah, so passive.
Wait,
I'm
hang on
gonna
a
go
sec.
ahead and say
I went only by mage. Is it mage assassin?
no, just mage.
Because Zillion shows up as mage.
Yeah.
He shows up as mage. He's not showing
Yeah.
up as mage for me.
All right, we got to work off of the same list here. Like, link something for us.
I'm just searching mage in the client.
Okay, hold on.
I'm using the official client from their website, and I just hit mage.
That's
Um,
weird.
That is weird that they're different like that. I don't know. I suppose
Oh
in this
yeah,
AP.
because Kassadin. All right, yeah, Kassadin's there. Katarina's there. Okay, yeah, we're gonna use the website one.
Okay.
'Cause
Okay.
that's way better.
Oh, Ezreal's on this list.
Huh.
Yes.
But Ezreal is primarily a marksman, so we're not going to use him.
Yeah, we know which ones don't fit on this list. Actually,
Yeah.
anyway, let's go with passive first.
Passive,
Victor.
Anivia.
Cassiopeia.
Oh yeah.
You have to have poison though for that to work correctly.
We'll just.
That's true.
that-
Yeah, all right, we got to take it for what it is. All right, then I'm going to
All right.
change mine to Katarina.
What is Katarina's? I don't know what it's
Her
talking about.
reset cooldowns on kills and assists.
15 seconds.
Yeah.
Every time she gets a kill in her assist, she resets the
I don't
passive.
know.
Her cooldowns by 15
I
seconds.
don't know.
I don't know. I feel like playing off of the mage list here. Annie has the better one because if you attach that stun to any mage skill in the game, just think about that for a second.
Yeah.
All right, that's pretty strong.
Because I mean, if we want to build an assassin, Katarina's might be the way to go. But I think just mage in general, Annie's passive is gonna work better for us.
Okay, we'll say Katarina as an assassin then and not count her.
I mean, no, she's
Then-
definitely a mage, but I'm saying like if we want to throw together something that plays more like an assassin rather than
Okay,
a mage
yeah, yeah,
character.
Yeah.
I would say I vote Cassiopeia. Oh, wait, no, we decided to move her out. Annie, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Annie.
Annie,
That's where
Annie.
my mind
That's
was.
my
I
vote.
would.
Yeah.
I think Annie's a good one. Yeah.
Okay, Annie is
Every
the passive.
fourth spell is a stun. Is that
Yeah,
right?
every fourth
Yes.
spell is a stun.
Okay.
So Q.
Elise does a lot of damage. I don't think that's the right one to pick though.
No,
Victor's does a massive amount of burst if you pick up Lichbane.
Yeah.
Viger.
I'm gonna say-
Viger
yeah, I'm
to
gonna
allow
say-
you to farm infinitely.
I'll say Viger.
I think I can live with Vigar too. Infinite
yeah.
farm, long range, and reasonable damage.
And the passive where you're stunning every fifth time. All right.
Yeah.
Next up is W.
Ooh. All causes
LeBlanc
down.
from ability. Distortion.
It's a distortion. I don't think it's that good by itself.
It's a lot of damage. It does a lot by itself. Plus
We
the
get
ability to
Vanguard
switch back
Q.
and stuff. Like that's the main skill for LeBlanc.
I
I
think
don't
we want
know.
the Donger.
The Rockets.
Yeah,
Do
I
we
think we
want
want
the
the Donger rockets.
we don't want Nevermove from Swain.
Actually, yes.
Nevermove
Ugh.
doesn't do a lot. Well, it does a fair amount of damage on its own, but it already has
Oh!
the AoE root
Oh
on
my
it.
god, what are we doing? What are we even doing? Sanguine Pool from Vladimir.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
we'll go with-
Come
Yeah,
on,
if
come
it
on.
attached stun to that, 'cause the reason I was
Yeah.
going for Donger's rockets is because you could stun like up to 5 people, but with Vladimir's ult or Vladimir's second ult, his
Second
W, with that stunning, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. All right. E. So this is something that we should probably attach some CC to, some additional CC.
There's the least. I don't like that too
No.
much.
Yeah.
Can't really use a Zir here.
How about
Ooh,
Tectonic Disruption from Vel'Koz?
I got it. Swain. We're going with Swain's E.
Fiddlesticks.
Swain increases the damage.
Oh, but bouncing crows.
But all right, hang on. Let me pull up the number for Swain.
It is a 20%
I
damage
think
increase.
I think it's 26.
Yeah, that is a lot.
All right, 20% at level 5. It's basically DFG.
Okay.
Either
Okay.
that or Lyssandra's Glacial Path, since we didn't take mobility
Yeah.
earlier.
But we have Sanguine Pool to be safe.
That's true. Fair enough. That's
All right,
fair.
so we're going with Swain's E,
Yeah,
and then Ultimate.
Cassidon.
Karthus?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say Kassadin.
Yeah, dude. How could you not
Oh,
like
man.
Cassidon? Oh, come on.
Actually,
Blink.
I don't know if we're gonna have
Blink.
enough damage. I don't know if we're gonna have
Karthus
enough
is a
damage.
massive AoE stun. That
Zero.
hits
Yeah,
everybody
that's true.
and can't possibly miss. So you,
Mm.
in the middle of a
Yeah.
team fight, you just back off and Karthus ult with the Annie passive. You just got a 5-man instant wombo combo that can't
That's
be
true.
avoided.
Wombo combo.
That's Frankenstein.
I could. I could
Yeah,
probably live with that.
Karthus.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so we decided on Annie passive, Vigar Q, Vladimir W, Swain E, and Karthus ultimate.
Yes.
Ooh, it's nasty.
That
Yes,
sounds
we did.
terrifying.
That's pretty dirt nasty, yeah.
So you would play this champion. Your goal is to farm until you one-shot everyone with your ultimate.
It's 2 Tibbers old. It's basically 2 Tibbers.
Pretty much, yeah.
Except one of them can't miss.
Oh man, that's terrifying. Although, all right, I still think the 80 carry is my favorite so far out of these two.
Yes, I think the 80 carry is still much more of a Frankenstein, because this one actually seems like a semi-cohesive kit.
This one just sounds like
most mages are very similar.
This one just sounds like Release LeBlanc. So.
Fair enough. Okay, is that it for mail?
Yeah, that's it for mail fight.
All right, cool. Then that means it's the end of the show. You can visit our website for more information about our other shows, which we just added a new one called the Warfinch Media Community Cast, where 3 of our most involved community members, Tartar, Steve, and Rob, you've heard us probably talk about them from time to time on the show itself or our other shows. They're doing a show, then it's a community podcast, and it's pretty much whatever they want to talk about. And so they just put up the new episode. It's live. It's up. It's on iTunes. It's on our website. Go there and check it out. Subscribe if you'd like to. Leave a review for them. I'm sure they love that sort of help and stuff like that from you guys, our listener base. Other than that, for things that are Leaguecast related, you can follow us on Twitter at Leaguecast. You can like us on Facebook. Just search for Leaguecast. If you'd like to meet with us and talk with us online and play some games and stuff, you can join our public TeamSpeak server. Just go and download the TeamSpeak client. That's TeamSpeak 3. That's the version we're using. And then join the server address ts.leaguecastpodcast.com. And there's no password because it is free and public and open for you guys to use. And then lastly, please help support us on Patreon. We would really love your support. You can go to patreon.com/warfinch for more information about that sort of stuff. But that's going to do it for us. We'll see you guys next week. But until then, not next week. We're going to do a live recording at the meetup in a couple of days. Oh,
yeah.
It's true.
Baller. We're going to try to get that live streamed too. So if you're not following us on Twitch, I would do so. That's twitch.tv/warfinch. And yeah, that's it. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.